something for you, but keep it to yourself. I'm feeling curious, want to explore it, nothing too serious. Forget the world for a minute, before we know it, the future's the past. Seize the moment while we're in it, hold on to each other as long as it lasts. I don't care about forever, 'cause sometimes forever is over so fast. Hush, hush, baby, come in here with me. I want for you to go. No need to worry, there is no hurry to stay. We'll take it slow.
It's the 2K Sports Pregame Show.
This NBA season in full swing, and we are so glad to have you here with us on 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. He's excited. Kenny is here. He's excited.
Yes.
We're just happy to have you here. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And for Oklahoma City, 6 wins in their last 10 games. They'd like to play even better. Tonight, a chance to add to their win total. And Jeff Hornacek, a surprise pick for the New York Knicks, filling that head coaching slot going into last season. Not a huge disciple of the triangle offense. Guys, do you think he's been a good fit?
Well, I know Jeff for a long time. He had a 14-year playing career. Wasn't highly drafted, but Ernie,
he could shoot it.
Worked his way to become an elite sharpshooter. You know, he showed in Phoenix he has what it takes. He almost won Coach of the Year.
Well, he's more modern with his style, pace, space, pick and roll. It could be good.
Well put. And now we send you over to Kevin Harlan as they get ready for the opening tip.
I never wanna waste your time. My life, so precious. Is yours, is mine. And look at the time. My God, so precious. Is yours, is mine.
Live from New York at the home of the Knicks, it's the NBA. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Brent Barry and Greg Anthony. We've got David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. You look at Oklahoma City. This game, an interesting matchup for them, facing another middle-of-the-pack team. They're looking to take a step forward. This is the type of game that they've got to measure the progress with.
And keep in mind, just the 2-game season series. This is their final game against this group, and they're looking to duplicate the outcome of that first contest where they played a terrific ball game.
Well, I think they have the mindset to get this sweep as long as they don't take this team lightly, because they've already beaten them this season.
And before we get underway here, let's check over with David Aldridge, who was able to talk with head coach Jeff Hornacek.
Well, Kevin, he acknowledged that the first meeting with his team did not go exactly the way he expected it to, but said they've identified a few areas of key adjustments that will ensure they don't drop a second straight game to this team. We'll find out if those fixes do the trick. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Some good bigs, some good forwards going head-to-head tonight. Brent, in your opinion, which teams have the best front court units right now in the NBA?
Kevin, the only one that really comes to mind right now as an established front court to me that starts and plays a bulk of the minutes is DeAndre Jordan and Blake Griffin in Los Angeles. Those two guys continuing to grow, learning through some losses, but more winning in recent years. That's a pretty dynamic combination, although I would tell you, Philly's got something brewing, don't you think?
There's no doubt. And Embiid is at the very beginning of that conversation. They've got some length. They've got very unique bigs. It's an interesting group to watch develop.
We could also throw in possibly Gorgie Jang and Karl Anthony Towns. Might as well include those young guys as well.
You know, anything with Towns in it, I think, has got to be part of the conversation. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade.
I know it's just 2, but man, that's a nice 2. Westbrook with the insane creativity.
Thomas with the ball. George picks him up. And Thomas, here we go. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
This OKC team is one of the best in the league when it comes to getting themselves to the free throw line, and a lot of that comes with the sheer force of Russell Westbrook, who draws a ton of fouls. But there's a few other crafty players who can get to work on the inside and find their way to the free throw line.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. The Thunder, a strong team at getting points off free throws, Brent. It helps having Cantor, who's also good at drawing fouls.
Well, we see how much a team can have success just stealing easy points from the free throw line. So most teams that are near the top in terms of finding free throw attempts per game find their way into postseason play. The Thunder have set that trend. Westbrook's aggressiveness, Cantor on the inside, and Adams playing aggressive around the rim.
And he gets the bucket. Westbrook's got his second basket.
Well, that's when his speed comes at you, and then he throws the ball out there with some length and is able to finish around you.
Cantor sets the pick for Porzingis. Off the pick. And the dunk by Porzingis.
And how about the execution on that play? The screen was set up in exactly the right spot.
And the finish wasn't too bad either.
Yeah, it's funny how you see so many picks, but this one sets up the defense well. No one rotates over. Bang.
Here's Jack. Paul George making his last shot. Pass to Thomas. No one near him. Rebounded by Anthony. The Thunder have gone 4 of 4 to start. So a knock.
Ouch. And that's just not something Russell came in doing, being a playmaker. But what we're seeing out of Westbrook now, great vision.
Special thanks to Under Armour for that sweet replay we just saw. Another Unleash Chaos moment.
A little over-aggressive. He's got to dial it back if he wants to stay on the floor. 2 fouls in the first. Tough to overcome.
Out left to the wing. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Again, Thomas missing. For Oklahoma City, they've gotten all 5 of their shots to go down in the first quarter. Terrific start. The 3 from George. He's off on that one. The Knicks have gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. There's Thomas with the 3. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
You can tell just by looking at his body language that he didn't want to take that shot, although the defense was more than willing to let him attempt it.
The ball movement on this run has been fantastic and is a big part of why they've been able to get these good looks.
Here's Jack. Paul George making his last shot. Chalk up 2 there.
This is what Thomas can give you night in and night out. Just good, solid, balanced play.
George against Thomas. And it's George missing. Knicks trail by 6. And Jack kicks to Thomas. That doesn't go either for Thomas.
Yeah, this is a terrible start for him, and it has to be weighing on him.
And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, Brent, the media and others have commented that while Westbrook is a gifted scorer, he isn't an efficient scorer. What do you think of that?
Well, Russell is surrounded by guys who are still trying to figure out exactly what they are supposed to be in the league. He's not going to wait around for them to figure it out on his watch. And so that's the delicate dance right now for Oklahoma City. Russell Westbrook trying to find a balance between leading the charge and putting a charge in his teammates.
First free throw is good. And when you watch Russell Westbrook play, he's one of the most competitive players in the NBA.
And with the way he attacks the rim and plays with just no abandon, I mean, this guy is no joke. Absolutely wills himself and his team to just do things that few others can, and relentless from the first quarter to the last whistle.
Now about halfway through the season, Brent, some teams looking great, but we still have a long way to go. We're talking about an 82-game schedule that is meant to put teams and players really to a full test.
Yeah, it's really something. I oftentimes find myself, Kevin, looking back after 14 years of playing at a team's schedule for an upcoming season, and I scratch my head and I go, wow, I used to do that? I mean, that's not easy to do.
It's very difficult. I agree. And so New York calls timeout. They're first. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And anytime you come off the bench, you know your role. And that night, it was about scoring.
Well, good collective team unity. Everyone pitching in, so trying to win for one another. That's a good thing.
Just a moment to look back at how things were last season for this team as we look at the shot breakdown for New York.
And you can see how big a role the three-point shot played in their offense. They were determined to spread the floor and just kind of open things up through their long-range game.
Left side, Porzingis. Anthony on the double team. And Jarrett Jack, the bucket on the assist by Porzingis. Jack's got his first points in this one. Here's Anthony. He can't get that one. The Knicks go the other way with it. Their last meeting was in Oklahoma City, where they were unable to fight off the Thunder.
Yeah, they were just wrecked last time they faced this team, and a lot of it was their own undoing.
Yeah, those turnovers were inexcusable. So many of their possessions ended with them giving the ball away. It's one thing to make passes, but you need to pass to your own team, not the other one.
And here are the Knicks now, following the score by Oklahoma City. To the wing on the left. Here's Thomas. And the rebound goes to the Thunder. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And were able to overcome what was a really poor shooting night. And you're not going to be able to win with a percentage as low as theirs that often unless you defend.
Yeah, and they certainly did that. What they lacked in offense, they more than made up with defensively. It wasn't pretty, but it was a win all the same.
Oh, a good open look, and he sprays it home from three.
He gets it in there. Anthony's got his first 2 points of the night.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Anthony on the double team. Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
The number of go-to moves and a soft touch. Cantor can crush you inside.
Stolen by Cantor. Westbrook against Jack. Porzingis passes to Cantor. And Adams sends it back.
Well, Adams quick off his feet there with that size and length. Tough to shoot over.
And George with the stuff.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat. Knicks trail by 7. And Jack kicks to Cantor. He dishes it to Thomas. Shoots over Adams. Not enough on that one as it misses.
And you just get the sense the whole period he's been a bit out of sync.
Yeah, sometimes you just can't figure out what's wrong, but he keeps trying to push through.
I don't know what's happening defensively, but they're not putting up any resistance.
Lee sets a screen for Jack. Dishes it to Cantor. Adams brings the double team. 5 on the clock. There's a screen by Cantor. Here's Porzingis, and he connects on the jumper. The screen did the trick. Porzingis has got his second best.
Porzingis able to score on all 3 levels. Defensively, you just can't leave that guy alone.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Pick by Lee. Jack dishes to Cantor. They double him with George. Hit his leg. And it's whistled a kick. So for the Knicks, McDermott's checked in for Lance Thomas. And it's Ntilikina in for Lee. They double him with George. Jack passes to McDermott. It's good.
McDermott with a great foundation. Catch, shoot, fire.
And Brett, you went up against Hornacek as a player and even defended him a couple times. What was it like playing against Hornacek, the player?
Well, I want you to ask Jeff Hornacek if I defended him, because I thought I did a good job, and sometimes the box score didn't reveal it. But what a tremendous shooter, a great off-ball mover, certainly in that system with John Stockton. And if there was any room, Kevin, that I gave Jeff Hornacek, and trust me, there was plenty of times I did that, he was knocking down jump shots. One of the most efficient players in Jazz history.
Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for the Thunder. And here's Westbrook from the arc. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound.
And that's a clean shot, too. You got to sink those. He must be disappointed that he blew that chance.
And I really thought he was going to send that shot the other way, but at least he forces the miss.
Well, just good timing on his part. Anytime the shooter has to adjust, the defense wins.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Paul George with the steal. And then George with the jam.
Aggressive coming out of the gate here, guys. Wow.
And already the lead is significant. Excellent play on both ends.
New York calls timeout. As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
A different look for Oklahoma City. Patrick Patterson, he's checked in for Paul George. Alex Abrinas comes in for Roberson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Knicks trail by 11. New York moving the ball around. The wide open look here for Porzingis. New York, no good that time either. Felton kicks to Patterson. Over Porzingis. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
McDermott with it. Now defended by Grant. Shot off the screen. He squares up and sinks it.
Well, McDermott is looking to score. He has that in his DNA, so this time the in-between game showing off.
And it's out of bounds. The Thunder able to retain possession.
All right, a chance to look at the numbers for Ntilikina. How last month turned out for him. He's averaging 7 points a game, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
Pass to O'Quinn. Pick by O'Quinn. Adams brings the double team. Now here's McDermott. He's covered by Grant. And the three off target.
Yeah, they got that one, but early on, it's really been a struggle for them to secure that defensive backboard. And as you would expect, Steven Adams has grown into a larger role with this team. Really came in as a guy who could defend and rebound, but starting to become more of a factor within their offensive framework.
First one falls for him. And Greg, with Adams, he hasn't just been given more opportunity to display what he can do on offense. He's earned it.
You hit it right on the head. And, as an example, a guy that was a bad free throw shooter, all of a sudden he became respectable because of his work ethic last season. Much more nimble in the paint than most would think. Just good awareness, and he knows when to pick his spots.
Steven Adams can have an impact on the game, certainly defensively, certainly with the screen setting. But how about the character of the center of this basketball team? One of the most quotable players in the league, and he'll never hold back from speaking his mind in an interview. Gotta love his disposition.
3 on the clock. Here's Ntilikina. Offensive rebound. The shot, no good. Here's Oklahoma City. They're on a 15-6 run. Kept alive. Abrinas with a bucket. And the Thunder lead by 16.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting it in the paint and continue to score consistently.
Inside. And Adams sends it back. And now a fast break for the Thunder. Here's Grant. Rebounded by McDermott.
Now, those are the kind of shots you like him taking. Even though he missed it, the offense will take those.
And with Adams being so likable and quotable, a lot of it has to do with his incredible wit.
Well, I'm looking forward to the Steven Adams talk show once his career is finished. Or maybe not. Maybe before his career is finished. But when you're the younger sibling, you usually come up with a very refined sense of humor.
Right. Like you, Brent.
Yeah, easy call.
He shot 2 free throws in the game, made 1 and missed 1. Free throw good, Adams. When a powerful athlete, Brent, like LeBron James, steamrolls his way to the rim, it's so difficult and so much stress on that defense. But who are some of the smaller slashers in the league that can have just as big an effect?
A couple of guys I think about, Kevin, is Otto Porter in Washington, Thad Young in Indiana, and Trevor Ariza in Houston. Although he likes to shoot threes, still a good slasher. Most of these guys, Kevin, play with guys who have the ball a ton. Wall and Beal in Washington, Teague and Paul George. So to be a creative scorer, if you're not shooting threes, you've got to find angles and opportunities as a slasher to put points on the board. Those guys do a pretty good job of it.
Just doing the job on the backboard. Methodical in their approach. They have absolutely owned this first quarter.
Yeah, you can credit the play calling. Nothing really fancy, just imposing their will on the inside.
And there's the basket. Whistle blows and a chance for a three-point play. Going to the line for 1.
Good job by O'Quinn. He knows how wide he is and how big he is. Just force the defense to foul you.
You watch Kyle O'Quinn play, and you see a player who's a solid option off the bench.
Well, at a Norfolk State, Kyle O'Quinn has the kind of size that you would want for that position. I'm not sure necessarily about a skill set as a stretch 4 out there, but he brings great energy, a nose for rebounding, and comes in and gives you consistent effort.
And that one falls for O'Quinn.
And over time, O'Quinn has carved out a nice role for himself, a capable and bruising big.
And the dunk by Grant.
And already with the commanding lead, a terrific offensive performance.
And if you check out the strategy, you can see already the plays that they're calling. Feels like they found a weakness or two in the defense.
They recover it.
And
we see a chart here for the shooting performance so far for George.
Well, they say the mid-range game is a dying art form, but after looking at this shot chart, they are injecting a ton of life into it. Whatever space is being offered up to them in the mid-range, they have accepted and have continually knocked down shots to make the defense pay.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he knocks down the first one. You look at the Knicks last season, the organization just wasn't on the same page. Front office members, Brent feuding with current and former players, team active in trade talks, it seemed season long. Hard to win games with that atmosphere.
Well, it was a circus last year. How many things happened on and off the court for the Knicks where they spent a tremendous amount of energy dealing with that instead of the problems closing out and getting rebounds and suffering through turnovers. You just don't want to spend any extra energy with that kind of stuff, and it felt like it just piled on the Knicks last year.
Ntilikina gets the bucket. Ntilikina's got 6 points.
Ntilikina continues to impress from deep. Definitely showing he's comfortable shooting it from beyond.
Knicks trail by 11. There's 45 seconds left in the first quarter. No good from Beasley.
Well, the defense better look up and say thanks. Leaving guys that wide open is not a recipe for success.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And there's the call. New York with the foul.
Now, for the Thunder last season, the first one in the AD era, that stands for after Durant, you can imagine just how devastating his departure was for the fans of the franchise. But I think Sam Presti, as the general manager, prepared themselves for Kevin Durant leaving and for Russell Westbrook to assume the reins of the team.
That free throw, no good. And with OKC, as long as this team has been in this city, they have known success as a franchise.
Well, part of the fear that losing KD in free agency was that the success was going to go with them. But on the shoulders of Russell Westbrook having an historic NBA season, averaging a triple-double, Billy Donovan got these guys to play pretty hard, ended up being in the playoffs, and now have young guys that maybe could show some potential to maintain a level of success this fan base is used to.
The shot's good from O'Quinn.
Well, he can do these things. If you look at the numbers, consistently better at the mid-range jumper.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Abrinas' shot is off.
Like the tactics on defense there, refusing to give the shooter the easy layup at the rim.
McDermott can't get it to go. Here's Patterson. Lays it up off the glass. Patterson's got 5 now. 7 seconds left to play here in the first. It's Beasley on the wing. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. Paul George, he's been the guy making things happen for the Oklahoma City Thunder. What an amazing quarter. There was absolutely no stopping him. And we'll be right back after this. And we talked to Carmelo Anthony earlier, and he talked about how this team has improved their play of late.
We got back to trusting one another on both ends of the court, having the confidence for one another. So, as a result of that, we've been winning basketball games. And, the game became a lot more fun once again for everybody.
A lot of talent there, keeping them all working together. Welcome back, everyone. A lopsided first quarter in the books already as we start the second quarter. And a very convincing performance from the Thunder so far.
Yeah, it didn't take them long to get that transition game going.
Well, that's a quick way to build a lead. But, Greg, can they sustain this kind of effort all night long? We'll see.
Taking a look at the Thunder, they've got Grant. Hustis is out there with Patrick Patterson. Then there's Felton, and it's Abrinas in at the 2 guard. To the paint, here's Grant. Excellent D there from Beasley. Knicks trail by 14. to the middle, up off the screen.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Knicks with the rebound. O'Quinn's got 4 rebounds in this game. Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter. Ntilikina can't hit. Oklahoma City leading by 12. Stolen away to the inside. Count it, good.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
Now, here's Grant. Looking at his point production, he averages almost 8 points a game. And that one is good from Eustace.
Defensively, you cause the miss, but then you have to corral it.
Well, that's the second part of the equation there. Block out, be aggressive, and control the glass.
He used that pick to get in close.
Got to give a ton of credit to the screener there. That was a perfect pick to give his teammate the space to knock down the shot.
Grant in the post. Count it. Grant's got 4 this quarter.
Well, he's such an athletic forward. Absorbing contact is something that he's learning to do, getting much better at it.
Pick by O'Quinn. Down low. Here's McDermott. Terrific design on the pick play, and he lays it in.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
Here's Patterson. Sinks that one from the post. Patterson's got his 3rd bucket of the night. Knicks trail by 12. Quarter 2 and just under 2.5 minutes gone by. Beasley the screen. In the corner, O'Quinn with it. The 3 connects from 3-point range. O'Quinn's got 10 points.
Well, more and more big men are stepping away from the block and out to the perimeter. O'Quinn, no exception.
Eustace kicks to Patterson. Score the basket. His 4th. He's only missed 1 of his 5 shots tonight.
And those close-range shots are what you want him taking. They always have a great chance of falling.
The shot's good from O'Quinn.
Well, he can score on the inside. He's just so big that there's plenty of room for him to carve out.
Patterson, that's good. He's got 11.
He's torching the D right now, hitting a high percentage of all the shots he's let fly.
New York calls timeout. Brent, when you were playing, your ability to pass and shoot, and you were 6'7", really a positionless player before the term became popular. You could play so many ways, in so many different positions, all over the floor. I would think that would fit today's game perfectly.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Kevin. I'd like to think that I was a bit of a switchblade player, especially the way the offenses now are expanding to the three-point line and giving guys with creativity a lot of room to operate. And if the first available shot's an open 3 for a guy on your team, I could probably sink my teeth into something like that.
You like positionless basketball? Why do you like watching it now?
Well, that's the way I play defense, Kevin. Positionless.
And one issue that has come up for the Knicks in their quest for success, Brent, is their lack of continuity.
Maybe one problem, Kevin, is that the New York Knicks organization feels just a bit too cliquey between ownership and then management, coaching staff, and that there just hasn't been the kind of connectivity that you need in order to make things grow organically. It's been very forced in New York City, and until they find that right combination, the struggles can continue.
And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. And
that athletic ability there.
Melo good at scanning the entire floor, and that's why that time he found the open teammate.
Knicks trail by 13. Outside Jack. Passes to Porzingis. Back to Jack. Expanding his range. Jack missing again.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a...
Yes, sir. Well, he's edge of your seat material out in transition. Westbrook is equally adept at pulling up for the shot or taking it to the rack.
Now here is Jack. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. On the wing, Lee. Cantor sets the pick for Lee. 5 to shoot. It's Thomas outside. It's in, and hoping this is the start of a new trend. 2 for 8 now from the field.
And they're hitting the long-range shots that they were missing in the first quarter, but still have ground to make up. I'm a fan of anybody who defends that way. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise in for a layup.
Thomas with another miss. Oklahoma City leading by 12. George with the ball. Now Jack defending. Here's Patterson. Second shot opportunity. Excellent D from Cantor.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Now here's Thomas. He's got 7. The shot's good from Cantor.
Good touch on the jumper, especially from mid-range. Cantor hits a high percentage of those shots.
Here's George.
Oh, come on. Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Ouch, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And Jack kicks to Thomas. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. The Thunder shooting percentage, 59%. The offense is running smoothly. That one falls. Patterson's got 13.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
And with that, the Thunder lead is cut down to 12 on the bucket from Enes Kanter.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
And George kicks to Patterson. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 15 points in the game.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Jack dishes to Lee. And there's the defensive 3-second call. For New York, they have been good at the line so far, 5 of 5.
One shot.
That's good from Jack. And Oklahoma City making a change here. Adams checked in. Here's Jack. His last outing, he had 8 points. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Lee with the ball. Now Anthony defending. And the Knicks miss again.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
And that one's good. Westbrook.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
To the right side. Here's Porzingis. That one's all good. Now he's 3 for 5 from the field.
Porzingis not thinking twice, saw the gap, got in there, and scores.
Westbrook kicks to Anthony. Nice D from Porzingis. Knicks trail by 13. Whenever you get a chance to see Porzingis play, Brent, you get a sense of excitement.
He's definitely one of the players in the league that I like to watch, and mostly because I'm interested in the progression of Kristaps Porzingis. When he first came in, it was all about those follow-up highlight dunks on the offensive end where he was throwing things down as putbacks. But now it's about refining his game and becoming more consistent night in and night out.
Now here's Lee. He picked up 27 points in their last win against Brooklyn. Picked by Lee. Cantor, the pass to Porzingis. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
Yeah, these defenders had better start closing down on shooters.
Oklahoma City leading by 9. Here's Roberson. He averages about 5 points a game.
You combine his massive size and then his desire to pound the glass, it makes him a tough cover on the board.
And Jack kicks to Porzingis. Lee left side. No good on the 3.
And I think what I'd like to see from him in this quarter is getting going from the perimeter. Hit a 3 in the first, nothing in the second.
Not a lot of resistance on the inside, and they're taking full advantage.
Outside Jack. Here's Porzingis. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. Jack's got 5 assists tonight. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Well, Adams doesn't get his number called offensively all that often, but when he does, he can show you what he's capable of doing.
Here's Porzingis. And the rebound goes to the Thunder.
Were those guys back on defense? I didn't see them. Somehow someone missed an assignment. Luckily, he bricked the mid-range.
They get it again. Adams. And, there's a whistle. He was going up for a layup, and while it looked like there was some contact, I wasn't sure they were going to call it a foul shot or not, but sure enough they have. So he'll head to the free throw line. Over the past couple years, Brent, we've seen coaches like Steve Kerr and Brad Stevens take more of an even-tempered approach. Could that become a coaching trend going forward?
Well, I like that both Steve and Brad have some very good players. That would keep me calm too, Kevin.
Yes, it would. You begin right there. I agree.
Yeah, I think we're seeing a shift in what it is that the generation of the younger players has grown up with. And coaches that have the ability to communicate always, Kevin, are going to come out on top. They get their message through, they keep their team positive, and they keep their environment pointed in the direction that is moving forward.
Excellent. Greg, you watch the Thunder play, and it's clear that this team comes out looking to attack. Everyone on the team wants to put it on the floor and go right at the rim.
And part of that is their leader, Westbrook, just setting the tone. I mean, team finished near the top in points in the paint last season, and the addition of Paul George just helps to enforce that strength.
And he makes both free throws. Hey, Brent, when you look at the All-Star balloting, it's amazing how many worthy point guards have to be left off the roster. How'd the league end up with so many great players at that position all at once? It's an amazing story.
It has been an incredible crop. I mean, really the golden era of point guards. And the one guy who I feel really badly for over the course certainly of the last 5 or 6 seasons is one Mike Conley. Any coach in the league would take Mike Conley at the drop of a hat, yet he's dealing with, over the course of his career, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Tony Parker, Steve Nash, Chauncey Billups, Chris Paul. Should I go on, Kevin? It is a very, very tough position.
Those names, it says it all. The dish to Thomas. Paul George with the steal. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Well, the Kiwi Adams, born in New Zealand, was the Thunder's first-round pick back in 2013, steadily coming into his own now on the offensive end.
And the first one drops.
And they have yet to miss a shot from the line here this quarter.
Knicks trail by 15. Shit. He has 6. That one good for 2. That's 10 points for Enes Kanter.
Well, I like Porzingis there. Could not have taken it by himself, but still has a hand in the hoop.
Adams dishes to George. Takes it into the teeth of the D and George has got 4 points this quarter.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
They double him with George. Westbrook with the block.
There is no question that Russell is one of the top 10 athletes we have in the league. On full display there.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
And again, Paul George. George has got 24 points.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
Yeah, he couldn't connect on anything from outside in the first quarter, but now he's hit 2 threes in the second quarter, and he looks much better.
Got that bucket in no time at all. 27 points for him.
No, right now he is locked in. He's getting great shots, and he's burning the D in a variety of ways.
Poked away, stolen by George. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack. For Oklahoma City, they have been getting it done at the line, 10 for 12.
Only shooting 71 really on the season, so there is plenty of room for improvement.
Throw good, Paul George. A different look for Oklahoma City. Eustace comes in for Anthony. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. And so he makes both from the line.
And it took them a while to find their touch at the line, but they have been red hot here in the second quarter.
The feed now to Beasley. To the middle, taken away by Felton. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. And George with the stuff.
And George just has that extra gear. Well, once he kicks into it, he is nearly impossible to stop.
36 seconds left in the second quarter. They double him with George. Kicks it to Beasley. They need this. O'Quinn, the pass to Beasley. Here's Ntilikina. Good on the triple. Ntilikina's got 9.
And that gets him going here in the second after hitting 2 from long range in that first. Yeah, you see the athleticism George had on that dunk. It's so quick and explosive. Gets to the rim in an instant.
Here's Ntilikina. 9 points in the game so far. Feeds to Beasley. And there's the pass to McDermott. From outside, off the mark. And so it's Oklahoma City closing out the quarter with a 20-point lead. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Carmelo, what was the area of emphasis for your team during the first half?
Well, we're doing it on both ends of the court. We buckle down on the defensive end. We're sharing the ball offensively, making good plays. You know, challenging every possession counts, and we're doing that the first half.
I know you want to keep it going in the second half. Thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David, for that interview, and we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. This is the halftime show on 2K Sports. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He ended up with 33 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist. First 2 quarters from him were fun to watch. Kenny, let's get your take on Oklahoma City.
Right up front, we saw the elite two-way game of Paul George. Locking down guys defensively, lesser athletes have almost no chance to score on him. And then he was in total command on the offensive end, made plays for others, and shot lights out for himself.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on New York?
Well, they struggle in a number of areas. Protecting the rim is really at the top of the list. They haven't made that a priority. They haven't put forth a whole lot of effort. You got to protect the rim.
And now, folks, just moments away from the start of the third quarter.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
And let's see what the defense counters with to try and control him here in the second half.
Well, he has been dominant as we expected coming into this one. Skilled and relentless.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Jarrett Jack is out there with Lee. Then it's Thomas. Then it's Enes Kanter. And it's Porzingis in at the 4 slot. That's the 5 for New York right now.
That's a nice surprise. After a few years in the league with some limited range, much better in the mid-range, Thomas now a threat from distance.
And it goes down 2 points.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
And Jack kicks to Thomas. Thomas sets a screen for Lee. It's hauled in by Adams.
Nobody even close to him, and he can't believe he doesn't knock it down.
And Courtney Lee, one of the more reliable pros in the NBA.
That might not sound like a lot, Kevin, but coaches are always looking for consistency, things they can rely on from any given player, and Courtney Lee has done that. A 2-guard that can defend, can knock down some threes, and isn't going to get outside of himself all that often.
That doesn't go either for Thomas.
It's just been an off night for him. That doesn't happen all that often, but the thing that you do at this point is not to push it, not to rush it. Let it come back to you.
From 12 feet out. Again, Thomas missing.
And they've only connected on 1 of 4 to start the half. Their offense is sputtering just a little bit here.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him, but luckily his teammates have picked up the slack.
The 3. Again, Thomas missing.
That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
And Anthony gets it to go.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Jack passes to Porzingis. Thomas kicks to Porzingis. New York, no good that time either. The Thunder leading by 23. And George with this stuff.
And hustle paying off there for George in the open court. Gets up court in a flash and finishes before the D can even react.
Now Jack, he's got 6. Lee passes to Porzingis. Pick by Lee. Kanter sets the pick for Porzingis. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Sinks the triple. Porzingis has got 17.
These are the kind of nights you expect to see more and more. Porzingis just taking over.
Westbrook, and Kanter pulls it down. Kanter's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Thomas inside, defended by George. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. That one on George.
What you got to like about Lance Thomas is that he's worked as hard for his career as anyone in the league after going undrafted.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And he makes the first.
It just feels like at this point the Knicks know they need to build around Kristaps Porzingis for their future. Best player for them on both ends of the floor, as he's a great rim protector. And he's very young, connecting with New York City. There's some hope there.
Jeremy Grant, he's checked in for Paul George. And both free throws good for Thomas. With Porzingis, he truly is the star the Knicks were waiting to draft.
Well, you might go all the way back to the draft when Patrick Ewing ended up putting on that New York Knicks ball cap. Maybe even Mark Jackson, who ended up as the Rookie of the Year as the 18th pick for the New York Knicks. They do have their centerpiece moving forward. Kristaps Porzingis is a very unique talent in the NBA. Really the pressure on now to build around that guy and get back to contending basketball in the Eastern Conference.
And the one-hand slam just looks so pretty when it's in his hand and he's the one doing the slam.
Agreed. He is smooth as silk, even on a power finish. Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
And coming out of the offseason where the Knicks had a really long to-do list. You knew they were going to shake things up and made some moves in free agency and realized they needed to build around Porzingis going forward.
And change was needed badly for the Knicks, and they did that starting with the front office.
Yeah, Knicks fans can have a dire outlook at times, but the team still has a solid foundation. It will take some time for the team to become a true contender again, but having players not be at odds with the front office, definitely a good start.
A chance to take a look at the shot chart for the Knicks.
And looking at this shot chart, you can't help but feel that this entire team has played passively on offense. There has been little to nothing going on at the rim or in the paint for that matter. And when you don't attack the defense and put pressure on them down low, you are making life far too easy on them.
A little under 2.5 minutes off the clock now here in the third. There's the double team with Westbrook. Over in the corner, Lee. And again, New York with the triple.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Yeah, no question. It looks like they've rented out room along the perimeter in this ball game, and they're likely to keep doing this until the defense makes an adjustment.
Outside Thomas. And again, New York with the triple.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force on this run.
To the paint, here's Anthony. And the layup falls. Anthony's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
And Jack kicks to Porzingis. And a great assist by Jack as that one goes in. 19 points for Porzingis.
Yeah, I don't think you have to tell Porzingis twice to take shots like that. Once the ball's in his hands, he's looking to the rim.
And Anthony gets it to go.
And some guys just have a nose for scoring, and this one couldn't have been any easier.
Well, on the defensive end, this is a joke. The lack of awareness is exactly why this team is so far behind.
Thomas's shot is off.
Right now, he's just out of sync. A lot of shots rimming out, and he's got to try to find something different.
And that one's good, Anthony.
And he has starting to turn it on now after that slow start.
Jack with it. Westbrook picks him up. Jack passes to Porzingis. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Here's Westbrook. Doesn't get it to drop for him. And New York the other way now. Lee outside. Pass to Porzingis. Picked by Lee. Dishes it to Thomas. Shot clock at 6. Lee outside. From downtown. Connects from three-point range. Lee's got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for New York. Grant dishes to Adams. The putback controls the rebound and puts it back up and in. And the Thunder lead by 17.
Now Robertson's activity down there and the long arms stretch out to help collect a second chance opportunity.
And Jack kicks to Cantor. New York moving the ball around. There's Thomas with the 3. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And they're getting their points now almost exclusively from the triple. 4 of their last 5 makes are from beyond the arc.
Jack with it. Westbrook picks him up. To the middle. And it's Porzingis that time on the assist from Jack. Jack's got 9 assists now tonight.
Porzingis right now in control, taking his time, and creates that clean look around there close to the bucket. Not a lot of defense there. You can't afford to let guys shoot freely from the mid-range. They're not going to miss those all that often.
Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. Roberson gets the bucket. Roberson's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Robertson started that on the defensive end, just clawing that basketball away.
And Jack kicks to Thomas. Pass to Porzingis. Thomas against Grant. Back to Porzingis. And Thomas has it in the corner. Misses the three. Oklahoma City leading by 14. No good that time. Nice D from Porzingis. The Knicks shooting it quite well in this third quarter, 53%, and the offense is rolling. Westbrook against Lee. He feeds it to Cantor. The three from Thomas. Nailed from three-point land. Thomas got 21.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples. Yeah, and something we always talk about, though, shot selection.
Well, being aggressive is one thing, but aggression with control is another, and you need both elements working together.
Here's Westbrook, and Westbrook throws it down hard.
Well, not only the power there, Kevin, did he chip a tooth on the rim? One of the best dunkers in the game.
Knicks trail by 13. Lee kicks to Jack. Porzingis sets the pick for Jack, and a wide-open look for Lee. The three-pointer, no good.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
And it's Anthony again missing. The Knicks shooting 47% from the floor, getting it done. Over in the quarter, Porzingis. That's in there. Thomas with the assist. And that's now 24 points for Porzingis.
This is a guy whose mindset just never changes. Even when they're losing, he's always going to be aggressive.
And, folks, he does more than just put 2 points onto their lead. He does it with a little bit of flair.
He sure does. You're right. It's a dazzling move to the bucket for him.
That always energizes your teammates. They feel your imagination, get motivated, and helps you extend your lead as well.
To the middle, here's Westbrook. He makes his 9th shot of the game. He has only missed 4.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Outside Jack. He kicks to Thomas. Shoots from the elbow. Again, Thomas missing. The Thunder leading by 14. Here's Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Well, Grant, one of those big guys that gets up off the ground like a guard. Love to see him throw it down.
And here is Jack. He has 6. Outside, Porzingis. And again, it's the Knicks missing. And for the Thunder, they're shooting well, 52% in the third. They came to play offensively in the second half. And Courtney Lee gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. A different look for Oklahoma City. Eustace comes in for Anthony. Alex Abrinas comes in for Andre Robertson. And it's Felton in for Russell Westbrook. Felton kicks to Grant. Here's Eustace. And he's fouled on the shot. 1 free throw coming up.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. Paul George, he's checked in for Grant.
One shot, gentlemen.
Well, one thing the Thunder have always done well is control the glass. Good rebounding team.
Well, the Thunder are great candidates to end up near the top for both offensive and defensive rebounds, and it certainly helps when Russell Westbrook is tearing down over 10 boards a game. It's a complete effort with this ball club, and they have guys who are willing to stick their nose in there.
Here's Oklahoma City. They're on an 11-3 run. Kept alive. Here's Eustace. That one doesn't go. Knicks trail by 19 to the left wing. Ntilikina. And that one goes long. Drive by Adams. And it's O'Quinn with the rebound. And for the Knicks, they're shooting right around 42% from the field since the start of the second half. Here's Ntilikina. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2.
And Frank Ntilikina out of France, played pro ball in Germany, and a lot of fans in the U.S. might not be as familiar with him, but for NBA execs and scouts, that's their job. Ntilikina has a game worthy of their attention.
Two shot.
And he makes the first. In a draft stocked with point guards, Ntilikina's court vision, Greg, might be the best of them all.
I mean, he's a true pure point guard. At the same time, a good shooter. The length to defend wings, so that versatility makes him one of the more valuable prospects.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Adams' shot is off. Knicks trail by 17. Tries a 3. Out of bounds. Oklahoma City takes possession.
And with the break here, let's look at the stats for O'Quinn. He's averaging 6 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And guys, no question, he's a guy with some talent. But honestly, even he'd like to see those numbers improve.
From all the whispers that we've heard, he's been working hard on his game. It just has not showed up yet in the box score.
You gotta love his aggressiveness to finish inside.
Well, his leaping ability gives him a great advantage. Poked loose. It's stolen by Adams. The finish. And Adams with the slam.
Yes, Steven Adams is a big getting out and running in transition, making himself a big target on the fast break.
And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. Beasley not wasting any time and taking the shot and knocking it down. Oklahoma City leading by 19. George with the ball. Beasley covering, and Michael Beasley picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Here's George. He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
Two shots.
That free throw good from George. And George drops them both. Knicks trail by 21. 30 seconds left in the third quarter. Picked by O'Quinn. Here's Ntilikina. He's got 11. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
And Ntilikina, he possesses that unselfishness that really allows his guys to play their best basketball. You gotta love his approach.
These are his third and fourth free throw attempts of the game. And that one falls for Ntilikina. Second free throw, no good. The Thunder leading by 20. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass.
It really does make the game easy for your teammates when you can lead them to the rim that well with the pass.
Passes it to McDermott. Over George. Misses the shot.
And that's why he's one of the best two-way wings out there. George will lock you down on D, and it takes a very special effort to get off a clean shot against him.
And so it's the Oklahoma City Thunder cruising into the quarter break with a 22-point lead. They've had active hands and have forced a lot of turnovers in this one. Back to the action after this word. Welcome back as we get ready to start the fourth quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Thunder shooting 59% up to this point. They're working for great shots, and they're hitting them. And Oklahoma City, looking who they've got to start the fourth quarter. On the wings, Abrinas and George. Steven Adams is out there with Eustace. Then it's Felton in at the one spot. Inside. Beasley inside. Here's O'Quinn. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot two.
Easy to see that foul call there as O'Quinn, the wide body, gets in there for contact.
2 shots.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
And that one falls for O'Quinn. Porzingis is checked in for New York. Both shots good from the stripe. Here's Felton. Here's Adams. Again, the Thunder score.
Well, Adams on most nights is a complimentary scorer, so let's compliment what he's doing right now.
The dish now to O'Quinn. Pass to Ntilikina. Here's Porzingis. Basket is good, and he'll get a chance for one more at the free throw line.
And that's just too easy, too big, too far inside, and that's as simple as it gets.
And watching Porzingis play, you forget how tall he really is in terms of how he moves. Not only how quick he is, but also that skill set. Incredible that a player his size won the skills competition in last year's All-Star festivities.
Shooting 1.
That free throw good from Porzingis. And that is what fools a lot of NBA fans about Porzingis. Most of the highlights, Greg, you see are his blocks and putback dunks. But if you watch his game, you see that skill level.
It's rare to see a player who's the complete package like Porzingis. I mean, he's fluid. He's got the easy-looking shot. It almost looks like he's a guard shooting the basketball, comfortable creating for himself or playing off others.
And it's George missing. Knicks trail by 21. In the corner, it's McDermott. Good on the three-point shot.
Now that's McDermott territory. You might as well stake a claim out there. Shoots a high clip from downtown.
Some nice passing by Oklahoma City here. The three from George. Sinks it. What range from outside. Wow.
Look, I checked the numbers, guys. We know he is great from out there. He made one in the first half. Now he has one so far in this half. Look out.
Picked by O'Quinn. Shot clock at 5. Here's McDermott. Out left to the wing. No good on the triple. The Thunder leading by 21. And George, here we go. Here's Adams. Down it drops through the net for his 9th bucket. He is 9 for 13 so far.
You know, a big guy with a motor is such a luxury in this league. Adams right there showing up big on the offensive glass, and then he converts.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
And that's the classic 1-2 punch right there. I mean, nice steal, and then how about the elevation, Kevin, on the finish?
And Greg, nothing spurs some quick offense like a great play defensively.
Well, it fires up your teammates and the fans when you make plays like that out in the open court and explosive.
Here's Porzingis, nails the wide open jump shot. Porzingis has got 15 points in just the second half. Here's George. The Knicks pull it in.
Yeah, you won't see him miss many dunks unless you've got somebody right in his face, as was the case there on that possession.
Outside, Porzingis. Oh, and a fast break for Oklahoma City. George has got the ball. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That free throw good from George.
And if they continue, Kevin, their outstanding free throw shooting, that'll help them seal the deal.
A different look for New York. Hernan Gomez comes in for Porzingis, and Sessions subbed in for Ntilikina. Carmelo Anthony is checked in for Oklahoma City. Andre Robertson comes in for Alex Abrinas. No good on the second, so he hits 1 of 2.
Here's a little research I did, Kevin, on one Willie Hernan Gomez. He played for Real Madrid, and one of the better post prospects in the Spanish league. If you get a chance to watch his footwork down low, you could learn a few new dance moves.
And forcing the miss there, he just knows how to pressure you defensively.
You hear a lot about rim protection. This is a good example of how valuable it can be.
Sessions passes to Hernan Gomez, and he dunks it after the pick frees him up.
The young Spaniard Hernan Gomez, a good finisher around the basket.
And an interesting note to Hernan Gomez. He actually was a teammate of Porzingis back in Europe, played a part in why he wanted to come over to the States.
Well, I feel like it was a good time for him to finally make the jump, Kevin, across the pond and get over to the NBA. If Porzingis is vouching for him and your organization is relying on Porzingis, you'd want to bring in guys that he wants to play with. And Hernan Gomez and his skill set might match up quite well with what KP brings to the table.
Still attacking, building on this lead coming down the stretch.
Well, tonight his pinpoint accuracy has been impressive.
Right wing. Sessions against Felton. Clock at 4. Picked by O'Quinn. On its way from McDermott for 2. It's hauled in by Adams. Adams has got rebound number 13 with that last one. Here's Roberson. Hernan Gomez grabs the miss.
And they still need to step up just a little bit. They have the lead, but he needs to find himself out there.
Here's Sessions. And yes, it's good. Thunder have gone 7 of 13 from the field here in the... Oh,
goodness.
Wow.
Oh, that's an old-fashioned rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now. Knicks have gone 5 of 11 from the field in the fourth quarter. There's the screen. McDermott, no one around him. Good on the three-point shot. McDermott's got 6 points in the quarter.
Well, you can see and maybe feel right now him getting into the comfort zone out there after dropping the second 3 of the half.
Shooting 2.
They throw good, Adams. Russell Westbrook in for Oklahoma City. And so Adams nails both of them. Here's Jack. He's been feeding the ball very nicely. 9 assists now tonight.
He's been the ultimate distributor here tonight. It's showing up on the stat sheet, but more importantly, it's going to show up in the win column.
Here's McDermott, and the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
Yeah, McDermott uses good footwork and finds the space to get that one off.
Westbrook dishes to Adams. Stolen by Thomas. Lee outside. And there's the feed to Jack. Tipped away. There's the double team with Westbrook. And Jack kicks to Lee. Clock at 6. Cantor sets the pick for McDermott. That's good from Thomas on the assist by McDermott. Thomas got 23 points.
The defense is right there, but Thomas makes the subtle adjustment. It's a nice, experienced move.
Porzingis is checked in for Doug McDermott. Knicks trail by 21. Jack up on top. He's covered by Westbrook. Back to Jack. Cantor with a screen on Westbrook. Jack passes to Thomas. The kick out to Jack. Second chance shot. And he lays it up and in.
Absolutely fearless. I mean, a nice subtle adjustment there going up against Wynn.
Yeah, this is the feel of a player to use his body to keep the shot from being blocked. Excellent work there.
Shooting 2.
The first one falls. That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
And he's made more of an effort here to put pressure on the defense in the second half and create some contact and free throw opportunities.
Outside Thomas. Thomas with another miss. Oklahoma City leading by 21. And it's George finishing it off.
Well, continuing his growth as a leader on this team, Westbrook now becoming one of the sharper playmakers in the NBA.
Thomas dishes to Lee. A three-pointer off the mark. The Thunder shooting it brilliantly here lately. 60% from the field. Here's Anthony, and again it's Oklahoma City.
Are we sure that's the same player, guys? He looks completely different. What confidence he's playing with, and look how engaged he is on both ends.
Sinks it, and the shot from Porzingis.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
For 3, Westbrook, and the Thunder another 3.
And there's no doubt that the three-point shot and its selection for Russell Westbrook is something that he'd like to be more consistent with.
And Jack kicks to Porzingis. Back to Jack. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession.
That's a tough break there. If there is any hope of making a comeback, they have got to take better care of the ball.
And New York making a change here. Beasley's checked in. Oklahoma City's gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. And the dunk by Grant.
Leaping ability is off the charts. Not the biggest power forward, but outstanding at rising up off the ground.
Grant's gone even 50% from the field, 5 of 10. Screen by Lee. Jack with it. Now Felton defending. They get the rebound. Oklahoma City shooting is beautiful right now. 60% for the game. Pretty much everyone out there has been stroking it. Grant, that's good.
And usually teams go on runs and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
Lee kicks to Beasley. And stolen by Patterson. Here's Abrinas, covered by Lee. Took him no time at all on that one.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
It's been several possessions since they've converted.
And they've got to find a way to change that.
Cantor with a screen on Patterson. Off the screen. He can't get that one to fall.
That's a shot he's got to hit. You don't get many looks better from that range.
Grant, and the dunk by Grant.
Okay, 2 hands for safety. That's what they say, right?
That's right. He was ultra safe with that dunk, no question. The Knicks shooting well. They're at 45%. Jack passes to Beasley. Cantor, high post. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
One shot behind the lanes.
And the technical free throw is good.
Number 21.
Beasley the screen. McDermott for 3. The shot, no good. And Oklahoma City will go with it the other way. Here's Patterson. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. That's going to be on Jarrett Jack.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one drops. He's perfect from the line this time. The Knicks shooting about 45% from the floor in the fourth. Beasley sets a screen for Jack. He dishes it to McDermott. Picked by O'Quinn. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Patterson. And good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down. Patterson's got 4 this quarter. And turnovers have been the issue for him.
You can see the coaches have gotten into him a little bit about this. They've got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for Oklahoma City.
We got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Bucket after bucket. They were really in attack mode all game long.
And so this will mark mark the 15th win of the year for them.
Really, they had their number this season. 2 wins, a home win, and an away win.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for George.
Well, he really contributed down there on the offensive end. Seemed like he was hitting anything he was putting up.
Yeah, with this lead, that's probably going to do it. Fans heading for the exits.
The team came in fired up from the opening tip to see the focus. They were ready to do battle.
Stolen by Grant. 36 seconds left in the game. Yep, it counts.
And this is how you close out a game, not taking any chances.
Yeah, you gotta be relentless in this game or the tide can turn on you. Not here, not tonight.
Time called here. The Thunder decide to talk it over. Guys, your thoughts?
And now that you can tell there's some bad blood here. They're just rubbing it in now by calling a timeout.
Or could be just wanting to execute well down the stretch. Don't want to leave any room for chance.
Chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Paul George.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
Coming into this game, he'd been having a tough stretch. We all know that, but not anymore. He's back at his best, and I think it's safe to say that slump is over. We've got 28 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Patterson, that's good.
Well, this is a gravity game right now. Whatever he throws up must come down. He's having a great game.
Sessions with a screen on Felton. At the top of the key, O'Quinn. Eustace grabs the board. Here's Patterson. It's rebounded by New York. Now here's Beasley. So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Paul. Congrats on the win. Where's your team's attitude right now?
Continue to, play together, and we can just stick to that. Keep working, staying confident, keep defending, and knocking shots down. We'll be all right.
Looked like it all came together tonight, Paul. Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David. Great job. Thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. We'll see you next time.